All right, students, so I decided that it's going to be important for us to have some education when we are not in class, so that when we're in class and we're practically applying these techniques, that I can be available to you during that time. So for this video, we will be doing foundational makeup, we will be doing corrective makeup, and we will be doing highlights and contours. So the first thing that I want to draw attention to before anything is put onto my face, I've lowered the light on my little ring, and I want you to look at where you see natural highlights and natural contours or shadows of your face before you even begin. So you can look here on my face. A highlight is a light that is brighter, and then a low light, contour, shadow, they all kind of interchange, is a tone that is darker. Look here, this is my jawline, okay? Shadows are created when there is something obstructing light. The light hits your face and you see natural crevices form from where the light is hitting you. The places of your face that are taller receive the light first. The places of your face that are more creviced receive the shadow. We'll be getting more into this when we get into old age, but you can even look on your forehead. Tiny little shadow points, and then broader highlight points, okay? Look at this deep shadow here. And what's above it? A lighter space. Okay, so what we're going to be doing today is we are going to be accentuating the highlights and contours that your face already has. And then we will also be working and looking more at corrective makeup. So here we go. Step 1, foundation. You can use your Ben Nye foundation with square cakes, or if you prefer to use your own personal foundation, you may use that now too. This is within the understanding that you already have cleansed your face, you have already used a toner or an astringent, and you have already used a moisturizer, and your face is already dried. So I explained in class how you can use the sponge. Now I'm going to show you how to do a foundation with You can see the difference already with one side of the face having foundation on it and the other side of the face not yet being blended in. I have more red, I've got some little vein lines, I've got little just splotches. So when we blend it in, it's making that neutral base. Okay, here we are. Foundation in place. Now we're going to be looking at highlights first, and then we're going to be adding contours or shadows. So I want you to take out your highlight palette, contour palette, highlight, contour, okay? The natural highlights of the face are the high points of the face, like I mentioned before. So what's the highest point of your face? What meets the light first? I like to think it's the nose. The nose, right? So we're gonna start with our highlight on our nose. Now, if we're gonna be doing corrective makeup alongside of doing highlight and contour, there's a way to make your nose appear longer, and then also a way to make your nose appear shorter. Now, if you feel like you would like a longer nose, what you can do is you can have a thinner line for your highlight in the center of your nose. If you would like your nose to appear shorter, a wider line. So, highlights first. We're using the broad brush right now. You also have a thinner brush. That's gonna be for more fine details, especially when we're going into the old age makeup. So, highlights for the nose. I like to start, you can start right between the eyes. Sometimes you can look like right here, but there's like a nice little midpoint right between the eyebrows and the corners of the eyes. Right here. Okay. And then we're gonna go all the way down here. Okay. We're gonna do a straight line. I'm gonna look in the mirror so I can actually see what I'm doing, but you can watch along. I'm kind of blending this up because it's gonna go within the shape of my eyebrow, right? Our eye sockets are darker places. The places around our eyebrows are lighter places. So do you already see here, natural shape of my nose, natural contour, natural highlight, I'm just accentuating it. Continuing forward. The next place we're gonna look at is our forehead, okay? So I have this little shadow right here that I can see, goes to the edge of my eyebrow, and it kind of makes a little angle up this way. So that's gonna be my contour. I see the shadow here, okay? So my highlight is gonna go up from there. So I'm gonna look here, and I'm gonna be making a line down this way. Yours might look different. In the book, it looks completely different. It's more of like a side angle even. For me, the shape of my face, it's gonna look a little different. Now, on your face schematic page, I would like you, and I'll show a picture, I would like you to draw your highlights and your contours and then draw little ticks, little just dashes of the direction in which we will be blending. So for me, and for this, we're gonna be blending towards the midline of the face. We're blending towards the midline. Again, towards midline of the face, okay? Doesn't have to be perfect, but that's the direction we're going. I've already kind of blended here, but that would be kind of the same thing in right there. Next, we're going to do our cheekbone, okay? So I'm gonna lower this light a little bit so you can see a little bit of darkness, okay? Do we see right here? Do you see this subtle difference? That's a good one. Okay, that's what we're looking for. We're gonna start here. Bring it down that way. Whoa. Okay, now you can kind of actually see the difference. You see that this is a darker shade than this, okay? Same thing on this side. Let's try to figure it out. And see if they match up. Okay. Now, which way is the highlight gonna go? Which one's lighter? Down here or up here? You guessed it. Okay. Can we see it starting to take shape? All right, next we are going to be doing our chin. All right, so let's find that shadow. This might be good. Do you see how there's a slight shadow there? And then this is brighter? Okay. Okay, there's our shadow. Shadow's under the lip. Yep, and then we're gonna be going down in towards the chin. Okay. Not too bad, right? Okay, so this next part is the jawline. Now, when you do natural highlights and natural contours, you're gonna be following the natural lines of your face. But I'm also teaching corrective makeup in this video. So corrective makeup is where we're either going to be doing a rounded jawline or an angled jawline. For me, I've got a little droop right here. Nothing wrong with my face, just is what it is. Got a little droop right here. So I would like to have more of a stronger angle. So to have a strong angle, we have to leave a little bit of space for a contour. And then we're gonna start and go directly down. See how much I'm avoiding right there? If I wanted a rounder one, I would just start at the ear. Right? But I'm giving myself a little gap here so that I can show the angle. Okay. Can you see how below I've kind of avoided some of these natural dips? I'm creating my own angle. On this side, if I was doing my natural highlight, I would follow my whole more rounded jawline. So we're gonna go in, up, right? Because this side of my face is more highlighted. Getting some natural highlights in here. Now in the book, you'll see that there is attention drawn to highlight this part of the forehead. That is okay. You can do that. It lifts the natural shape of the face up, and you can see like a ridge right here in the center of your face. That's what you're looking for when you're looking for that natural highlight, okay? It's not all the way to the hairline corner down, no. All right, and when there's a light shining directly on you, it's gonna hit your forehead and there's gonna be a slight shadow under. So which direction is the highlight gonna go? Up. At this point, you can choose to either blend or wait. I'm gonna choose to wait just because I'm showing you the tutorial, but some people like to blend their highlight and then add their contour and then kind of work with it that way. I'm also gonna be teaching you how to do your neck highlight and contour because that's gonna be important as we move forward. So natural neck highlight is a center. You have your esophagus right now. We want it to be vertical. Now we gotta look at where's our sternocleidomastoid. Oh, there it is. It's kind of tricky to find. Highlight, contour's gonna be in here. Highlight, etc. Okay. Oh, there's also little other areas that you can highlight. For instance, like your little nostrils right here. So now we're gonna be doing contour. Same brush, the wide brush. Let's go ahead and continue with the nose. So contour is going to be the darker lines of the nose. I like to hug right on that line. Okay, hug right on that line. Okay. Which direction is this gonna go? Down. Okay. Shadows of my nose. Here we go. Some strong noses over here. This can go extend up if you want, but I'm gonna be using like blending for that. Okay. Whoa, look at how strong my facial features are. Awesome. Okay, again from here, cheeks. Where's the shadow? Below or above? Below. I'm right under that highlight. Okay, getting some strong features over here. All right, here we are on this temple. Line down. Okay. Line down. Here we are. Stronger and stronger every time we add an extra shadow. Okay. This is gonna be a thin line if I can make it happen. Jawline. Okay, remember over here where we had the angled side? Angled jawline is going to require a straight line down, a little space for the ear. See that straight line down? Straight line under. Angle. This side's a little different. Above the chin. We've got some little areas between the center of the throat and the sternocleidomastoid. Whoa, it's like you're popping out. It's gonna blend, okay? And then you can also come on the outside of that. There's like a center line right here. You can do just to give it a little depth. And I can add the highlight. Isn't this weird? I like it though. See how that just lifted my lip up? Okay. Before we blend, I also forgot another part, which is the highlight of the upper brow or the upper eyelid, which is directly under here. Okay, this is to lift it. See a difference? Brighter. I'm lifting my eye right as we speak. So I like to just follow the curve. Remember that oval shape that we made? Okay, that little part right here. Okay, so it's lifted a little bit. I did blend that naturally though. So now that we have our lines, pretty strong ones, we're going to blend. All right, blending. These are sponges. Highlights up. You know what? And you're gonna find out along the way that you might need more, you might need less. I'm doing this whole area, so we might as well just get our little, let's blend with our brushes first, I guess. Now, you can use a sponge. I like to use my hand. Don't cross over that line where your highlight is, okay? We got some extreme angles here. Now let's get those highlights rolling. Remember the angles in which we're blending our highlights? Blend them up, blend them up. Blend that line if you need to. See how it's starting to look a little bit more blended, a little bit more natural. Now I've got some contour here. Let's get that out of there. Okay. Still keeping my sharp areas, but it's blending so much more. Okay. Now this is when I'm on stage and the lights are really bright. Actually, let me get this nose first. That made my nose look so silly. So I'm actually, I don't like doing the button nose. I'm just gonna scrap it, right? We make mistakes and we learn from them. So I'm gonna drop that contour right there. This is much more my preference. If you know how to do that and you wanna rock it, rock it. For me, I'm not gonna rock it. I'm not gonna rock it. I'm not gonna rock it. I'm not going to. Highlight up, contour down, highlight up, contour down, highlight up, contour down, highlight up, contour down, highlight, okay, messed up my angle on this one, highlight up, contour down, highlight up, contour down, okay. Get that chin, blend it in. Okay, kind of the same thing as the forehead. Are we looking a little bit more blended now? Yeah. Now, depending on how big the theater is that you're performing in, will be how much you blend your lines. So if the theater is a black box theater and it's very close, oh my goodness, it's so close, it's so intimate, you need to blend more. If it's a theater that is balconies and balconies and mezzanines and it reaches all the way back, keep those lines bolder, okay? These are the fun ones. Okay, Up close, you don't really see much. Give the lights a chance. Now I'm gonna blast these lights up a little bit. It's washing me out already. So what does that mean on stage? That we're looking normal, okay? Zero lights, not looking too normal. Blast up those lights. This is why we do highlights and contour. Okay. So first things first, when we want to do corrective makeup for our eyebrows, we have to look at the lines in which they start. So I'm gonna lower this light a little bit. Okay, so I'm looking at my eyebrows right now, and I've got from my eye socket, or the little eye tear duct area, I've got a line going right here. Okay, it's not directly up and down, it's a little angled in. Now, from the corner of my eye, I've got another angle going up to this side of my eyebrow. If you feel like you have eyes that are very narrow, then you can make the appearance of widening those eyebrows by extending your line of the eyebrow out. It'll pull the illusion of bringing it out. If you feel like you have very wide set eyes, then you're going to bring the eyebrow in from its place slightly to bring those eyes in. So you're doing one thing on one side and one on the other. For drawing your eyebrows, you can use in your Ben Nye kit your eyebrow pencil, or you can use your smaller brush. Okay. I like to use a brush for my eyebrows because I have an actual angled brush, and that helps me get my natural lines. So for this, I'm going to be using an angled brush and blending it from a palette. You can use your contour, or you can make your own color. I'm gonna be filling in the eyebrows. So when you think about your eyebrows are a combination of tiny little strands of hair, okay? So we wanna kind of imitate that, that stroke in our brush. So I'm gonna do it on my mirror and you can observe. So I like to start and find this bottom area here, okay? Now that's not where it's gonna stay because I'm gonna be blending up, blend up, because the hairs go up. Okay, now I like to do a little angle, so I just do a hard angle and drag it. Okay, hard angle in this corner, drag it. If you can see the difference, this is less filled in down here. This side, I am filling it in, AKA correcting it to make it a fuller brow. Now, our brows have angles in them. So I'm gonna go to this angle. Some people don't like doing a line on the top brow. I do because it helps me get the angle, but then I can blend it. And then in the scenario in which I feel like my eyes are too narrow, going to extend it longer. Okay. My eyebrows do not go that long. My eyebrows are shorter on the edges. Fill that in a little bit. Okay, got that longer eyebrow. Okay, so they're not, it's staying in the natural area of my eyebrows. Now I want to bring my eyes a little bit closer on this side. So what am I going to do? I'm going to bring my eyebrows further in. So this is where my natural line is. Okay, natural line of my eyebrow. I'm going to bring it in. Whoa. It's a choice. I have no hair there. Okay. drawing the illusion. Because I'm trying to bring my eyes closer together, I'm not gonna have too long of a tail on this side. Okay. So the understanding is that this side of my face, let's just do it with my hand. This side of my face, I want to bring my eyes out. So I draw an extended line to bring it down and out. This side of my face, I want to bring my eyes in. Okay? So I draw the eyebrow closer to the center line of my face. Different. One's no better than the other, it just is. Now, lips. If we feel like we have thin lips, then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a line on the outside of our lip line. If we feel like our lips are very large, we can make them smaller. So what we're gonna do is with your lip lining pen, you are going to look at the line of your actual lip. I think I would like to go bolder. So the way I like to start that is I make my little V. Okay. So I'm already extending a little bit higher than where my lips are. I'm gonna do it on one side and then show you the other side. And I can, fill in there a little bit. So outside of my line. That's the outside of my lip. This is a pointed top. You can do a rounded top. It doesn't really matter. Okay, and then I'm gonna go from the center. This is just to show you the difference. I am under my lip there. I am above my lip there. All right, we're gonna continue back. So I've got the line on the outside of my lips, okay? See how much bigger it is up top? Now this doesn't look great up close, but we're not gonna be up close to people. Now we can come back after this with some highlighter from your cream contour wheel. Get that red and start adding it to your lips. The red, okay? There are darker shades on here that you can use. Or you can use your lipstick that you bring. Gives the appearance of bigger lips. I have seen people, to make their lips pop, take a tiny bit of highlight, blend it with the lip color. It lifts the lip up a bit. Okay, so because I do believe that it's important for you to learn the corrective makeup on your forehead, I'm gonna redo my forehead right now. I'm bringing our foreheads down. Now, if we would do that, then our shadow is going to go up. So the highlight will be under that. Blend with my fingers because that's just who I am. Bring it up, bring it up. Okay, see how that brings my face down a bit? It's a pretty extreme line, but honestly, it's not bothering me. Lights down. Seems a bit much. Lights up on stage. I'm not mad about it. If you feel like your hairline is particularly low, let's go into that. So when I did the natural highlights, I kind of did the appearance of making your lower hairline higher. And basically what that is it's emphasizing the temples. So my temple line was down here, right? But I'm gonna be bringing it right in here to give the illusion that this forehead goes way up. And then highlights in. So there's a line here. Bring those highlights in. Okay, that forehead went up. Okay, highlight, contour, highlight, contour, highlight, contour, highlight, contour, highlight, contour, highlight, contour, highlight, contour. Okay.